high they're strikers. There's something uniquely disturbing about people vanishing into thin air. Read about these incredibly strange, unsolved cases. Although these disappearances span centuries, locations, age ranges, and circumstances, there's one common thread shared between them: a lack of closure. There are theories, speculations, and investigations, but never a decisive answer. On our incoming episode, I'm going to feature some of the cases of mysterious disappearances, of some missing that just disappear without any trace. The lack of evidence in some of these missing persons cases not only hinders the investigation, but leaves a lot of room for conjecture, speculation, and conspiracy. The ominous disappearance of an Australian pilot in 1978, for example, has led many to blame aliens. Our feature story for today is disappearance of Jodi Huey-Sentrute. Was born and raised in Long Prairie, Minnesota, the youngest daughter of Morris Nicholas Huey-Sentrute, 1920 to 1982, and Imogen L. Jane Huey-Sentrute, née Anderson, 1923 to 2014. In high school, Huey-Sentrute excelled at golf. Considered a promising talent, she and her team won the state class tournament in both 1985 and 1986. After high school, she went on to St. Cloud State University, where she studied mass communications and speech communication, graduating with a bachelor's degree in 1990. Huey-Sentrute's first job after graduation was with Northwest Airlines. She began her broadcasting career with CBS affiliate GAN in Cedar Rapids, Iowa as the station's Iowa City bureau chief, then returned to Minnesota for a job at ABC, affiliate XAX in Alexandria. Huey-Sentrute later returned to Iowa for her position at CBS affiliate KIMT in Mason City. The day before her disappearance, Huey-Sentrute participated in a golf tournament. According to Mason City resident John Van Cise, she then went to his house to view a homemade videotape of a birthday celebration that he had arranged for her earlier that month. At about 4 a.m. on Tuesday, June 27, 1995, KIMT producer Amy Kunz noticed that Huey-Sentrute had failed to report to work as scheduled, so she called Huey-Sentrute's apartment. When Huey-Sentrute answered the telephone, she explained that she had overslept and that she was preparing to leave for the station. However, by 6 a.m. she had still not arrived, so Kunz filled in for her on the morning show Daybreak. At about 7 a.m., KIMT staff called the Mason City Police. When police arrived at Huey-Sentrute's apartment, they found her Ed Mazda Miata left out in the parking lot, as well as other evidence that suggested a struggle had taken place near the car. Her personal items, including a bent car key, were strewn about the area, and police reported recovering an unidentified palm print from her vehicle. Investigators interviewed at least 3 neighbors in Huey-Sentrute's apartment complex who said that they had heard screams at about the time that she would have likely been leaving for work. In addition, a nearby neighbor reported seeing a white van parked with its lights on and engine running in Huey-Sentrute's parking lot at about the same time. The van was never positively identified. In September 1995, the Huey-Sentrute family hired private investigators from McCarthy and Associates Investigative Services, Incorporated, MAIS, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, who in turn enlisted the assistance of Omaha, Nebraska private investigator Doug Jazza. McCarthy and Jazza appeared on several national television shows, including America's Most Wanted and Unsolved Mysteries. In November 1995, they and members of Jodi's family traveled to Los Angeles, California to meet with 3 prominent psychics. This meeting was televised and served as the pilot for the Psychic Detectives television show. Although each show generated several leads, none resulted in concrete evidence or identification of a suspect. In May 1996, approximately 100 volunteers searched an area of Cerro Gordo County and left flags to mark anything that appeared suspicious. Each of these sites was then re-examined by law enforcement, but no promising evidence was located. Police and private investigators have conducted more than 1,000 interviews, but none has resulted in conclusive evidence pointing to a suspect. Huey Centerroot was declared legally dead in May 2001. When new cases arise that appear to bear similarities with Huey Centerroot's, or whenever remains are discovered in the area, speculation quickly leads to a connection with the missing reporter. However, no suspect has been identified and all uncovered remains to date have proven to be from other sources. In 2005, many media outlets, including 2020, again focused on the story as the 10th anniversary of Huey Centerroot's disappearance approached. In early June 2008, photocopies of the 84 pages of Huey Centerroot's personal journal were anonymously mailed to a local newspaper. The Mason City Globe-Gazette received the material in a large envelope with no return address and a June 4 postmark from Waterloo. The original journal has been in the possession of law enforcement since the investigation began. Within days, Mason City Police reported that the sender had come forward and was identified as the wife of the former Mason City Police chief. Although noting that the former chief had taken a copy of the journal home when he left office, the police gave no motive as to why the woman had sent it to the newspaper. In May 2015, all 100 members of the Iowa House of Representatives signed a letter requesting Mason City to declare June 27, 2015 as Jodi Huey Centerroot Day in honor of her memory and that of all victims in unsolved cases. This was ultimately declined. In a December 2016 opinion piece for the West Iowa Review, retiring State Representative John Cooker of Sioux County described his experience with the case as a member of the Iowa State House Public Safety Committee and suggested a cover-up by Mason City officials. In March 2017, a search warrant was executed against John Van Cise, seeking GPS data for 2 of his vehicles. As of 2020, the Mason City Police Department and the Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation were still actively investigating Huey Centerroot's disappearance. Investigator claims to have new information in Jodi Huey Centerroot's case. There are claims of new leads in the decades-long search for answers in the Jodi Huey Centerroot case. Minnesota-born Iowa news anchor was reported missing 26 years ago after she didn't make it to work in Mason City. Private investigator Steve Ridge has been looking into the case for years. He said he's made great progress this week, Hubbard Broadcasting sister station Cal TV reported. 1. I'm identifying and meeting with some new people who watch out for our more featured disappearance content this coming month. Thanks for watching. Just comment down below if you want me to feature some stories you wanted to.